Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. I would ask that you please mute yourselves if you are able to, and also make sure that you have your name on your Zoom screen. And if you feel so inclined, please feel free to share your name and the name of your business using the Q&A function on this Zoom call. I would like to welcome you. My name is Alexis Fox. I'm the Marketing and Training Manager here at the South Florida SBDC at FIU. And I would like to welcome you to our How to Build a Business Plan That Actually Works webinar. Before we get started, I do want to go over a few things. Today's online workshop is being recorded, so all participants will be able to receive today's presentation slides as well as be able to view this presentation on our YouTube page. And I will add the link to the YouTube in the chat momentarily. If you are new to the SBDC and you are interested in meeting with a business consultant, we do ask that you register with us at sbdc.fiu.edu. And there you can do your registration form for free consulting from one of our many skilled consultants in the different areas of the businesses. And if you'd like to register for upcoming events, you can do so on our website as well. And I will share the link for that momentarily. So before we get started, I do want to talk a little bit about what we do here at SBDC. Adriana, can you go to the next slide, please? Next slide, thank you. So we'll do a short video about the SBDC. You can just hit play. Okay, so it doesn't look like our video is working, which is fine. We can go to the next slide. Thank you.
Can you see the video?
Yes, you just have to press play at the bottom.
BC at FIU Business, our mission is simple: to help Miami-Dade and Keys businesses grow and succeed. Our consulting, training, and information services make it easier for local businesses to reach their potential. Whether you're currently in business or just starting out, Florida SBDC at FIU has the right tools, resources, and expertise to help you succeed. Visit us online or give us a call to connect with one of our business specialists today.
Okay, thank you. Can we go to the next slide? So as I said, we do have different impacts and outcomes. We've done over $500,000 in capital assets, over $345,000 in government contracting, almost 9,000 businesses assisted, almost 30,000 total clients served, almost 600 jobs created and retained, and a 95% satisfaction rate. So all of this to say that you are in really good hands with us here. And next slide. These are the consultants that you'll be able to work with, should you be interested in doing so after this. If you're interested in knowing about more webinars, please make sure you subscribe to our newsletter for additional information on webinars and resources. Next. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Adriana. Again, please put all your questions in the Q&A function of our Zoom, not the chat function. You can utilize the Q&A function. Thank you.
Hello, Alexis, and hello, everybody. Nice to see you. We have a group of 20. I hope more people join us. If you have anybody interested, just text very quickly because we're going to talk about business plans. And I want first everybody to put in the chat if you have done a business plan before, and if you had an issue, what is the issue? You find it difficult, you don't know where to start. Just tell me. I want to know why you are here and to tailor the presentation so I can really help you in this meeting. So please tell me in the chat. if you have done a business plan before, and if you have had any issues. So please, if you can, do you have any issues?
So Shandia Wilson says that she's had marketing and financial issues. Again, you can type only in the Q&A forum.
I'm
not
sorry, I
in
said
the
the chat, but it's the Q&A. I'm very sorry.
Yes. So thank you guys. Thank you. Yes. So apologies for that. Please use the Q&A function only. We have an anonymous attendee who says that they just want to know where to start. They have not done one yet and they need to.
Okay, perfect. So it's difficult to know where to start. You had
Financial
issues with
projections.
financials. Okay. Or you did it many years ago, but you need to know the updates to do it now. Okay. So that's good. I like to hear that where you are looking for those that are starting also a new business. But I agree, sometimes it's difficult to have directions. Okay, so this is really good. Some of you are working, some of you are working in your business plan, some of you are starting. Okay, so knowing the background, so let's start. So Alexis is gonna share. I'm gonna put the download here. She's gonna share with you this page, and I'm gonna put it here. So I want all of you to download, either you can see it on your cell phone by using the QR code I put here, or Alexis is putting it in the chat and you can access the link, okay? So why am I giving you this page before when we are starting how to build a business plan? Let me go back to the presentation. The reason I'm doing that is because what people confuse is, let's start here. So what I want you today is to end with an easy structure to know how to do a business plan. So business plan looks like a huge elephant, and we don't know what to do with that. We don't know how to do it. We don't know what is the purpose. And in reality, a business plan could have different audiences. And it's very different the way we write it. We could be writing a business plan to get a loan. We could be writing a business plan maybe to acquire a new partner. We could be writing a business plan just to discuss internally what we are doing with our group. Okay? So depending what we do, there are like 5 reasons why we can do a business plan. So it's maybe you are doing a business plans to grow, so you need very good projections. So the objective should be always clear. Why am I building a business plan? Okay? The reason I'm putting this QR code is because the biggest mistake that people do when doing a business plan is that they take it like a fill out form. So they can go maybe into the BizPlan app, or maybe they receive a template and they start filling out as a form. But the reality is a business plan is a logical way to tell a story. So we need to put the story together. The reason people cannot finish a business plan or cannot really make it compelling is because there is no story behind. So we really, really need to work hard on putting the story together, okay? So let's work on that first. So let me know if everybody was able at least to see the page in Canva. Let me go back to the previous slide. So you go back either to the QR code or in the chat, Alexis had put the link. Please let us know in the Q&A if you already have downloaded the page. Is everybody okay? So I assume because I'm not okay. Which one is it? So, okay. So 2 ways to download the page. Either you scan the QR code that I'm showing in the slide. Am I showing the right? Yeah. Or in the chat, Alexis have put a link that says one pager. The one that says one pager, that's the one you should have. Okay? Okay, I think we are okay now. Perfect. So let's move ahead. So what I want you to end today, because I'm sure you have taken tons of videos, tons of classes on how to do a business plan. You start 5 minutes and you drop it because it's not the most fancy thing to do in business. It's tough. It challenges us to think. And if we don't have the whole story in our head, it's very difficult to advance. So what I want to give you is a structure of a practical, how to put together a practical business plan, the key questions you should at least as a minimum consider for each section, and how to connect like the whole plan. And at the end, I will give you a tool that not only will help you building a basic business plan, but also it will give you a 30-day action plan, okay? So the logic behind it. So people think that a business plan is as I say, a filling in the blanks. But the reality is the business plan, everything needs to be connected. So I'm going to tell you a story. I have a customer. My customer has a problem, and I, with my business, have find a way to solve that need. I have found a perfect solution. So I have created this amazing value proposition that not only solves the need of my customer, but is very unique on the way I do it. And my offer is very special. I have managed to position this new solution with a very specific name and objectives, and I'm reaching the clients because I did a market analysis. I have a clear marketing and a sales plan. I have set up all my operations to make sure I can deliver what I'm saying in my value proposition. I have put together the financials that support how I'm going to grow step by step. I'm very clear of the risks that I have, and I have taken actions to cover those risks. And now I have a plan for 30 days. So even though I didn't have a specific product or service, your story should connect all these points. So what happens in business, as a business owners, we could be very good at marketing, or could be very good at operations or finance. So sometimes we know the story in pieces, but we don't know the whole story. So the big effort before we start the business plan is to really not only understand the objective of our business plan, but to put together the whole story. So before we start, we need to be aware, okay, I'm committed to make each section supports the previous one, like it's connected. My story connects. So I cannot have a marketing for a group that is not my customer. I cannot have a solution in operations for something I'm not selling. So everything has to be connected. And the secret of any business plan, even any business model, is if I change my customer and the problem, the whole plan changes. So imagine that the core of your business plan is who's my client and what is the problem I'm solving. That's the heart. If you change that, it changes everything. So another reason why some people fail in doing a business plan is because they don't have clear who's the customer and the problem. So we need to start there. So if you have your page, the first thing we need to answer is, okay, so these two questions. Please write it in a note. I'm going to walk you fast, but I want you to answer all these questions in a little paper next to you. My customer buys because. What is the reason they buy from you? And why they buy what you offer, and why they choose you. These two sentences are very important because the first one communicates that your solution is relevant. That means that my client has a need and I have a solution for that problem. Okay? So I have a tire shop. My customers that have cars I live in Broward. So in Broward, maybe in, I don't know, let's put a city, Miramar. So my clients could be people that have a car in Miramar that could have a flat tire. The problem is if they have a flat tire, they need to fix it. So that makes me relevant. There is a problem and I have a clear solution. But why they choose me is what makes me unique. Maybe my service is faster than the rest. Maybe I allow that cars are left before 8 a.m. and they can leave the keys. So why they choose me? So this will tell us why your business is relevant and unique. So please put your notes. I'm going to move to the next page. I'm sorry, we only have 1 hour. But you will get the slides and you have the one pager. Once we know what makes your business relevant and unique, so what is that I'm solving? Why they buy what I sell and why they buy from me, we need to work moving to the first section. So that is the snapshot. Now that we have the customer, the problem, so exactly what do you sell? To whom do you sell? And what is the outcome we deliver? So and that's exactly what it is, your value proposition. So what do I sell in one sentence? Who's my primary customer? If you say that your client is everyone, chances is it will be very difficult to, it will be almost impossible to create a business plan. Remember, the client and the problem are the core. You need to know which is your market, ideally a niche, a very clear niche. The US is a niche market. And so who am I selling to? Where do you operate? Are you local, online, or region? Then what stage are you in? Are you launching? Maybe it's an idea or you are already building revenue. What is your number one goal in the next 12 months? And what does success looks like? So by answering all those questions, think, I'm answering. What is my offer? What do I sell? Who's my customer? If I operate, the plan will completely be different. If I have a store, I sell locally. For instance, I sell online or I sell for a whole region. Also, if it's a product or a service. And then am I starting, have already launched, or I'm already getting revenue? And what is the goal that I want to do? So business plans are also time bounded. So if you are requesting, for instance, funding, probably they will ask you projections for 3 years. You will need to consider what you are going to do in the next 3 years. For now, let's think what you want to do in the next 12 months. Then action 2, let's connect the customer plus the problem. That's called the anchor. We say this was the heart of our business plan. If this section is vague, the whole plan is a mess. So you need to be very clear. Who's my client? My client is what type of people, where do they live, what age they are, what skills they have, or maybe what passions they have, or maybe what type of food they like to eat. So depending where you are. So who's your ideal customer? Be very detailed. The profile, the situation, and the ability. When you go to the one pager, this will be the section B, okay? What is the number one painful problem they want to solve? What is the main problem my client wants to solve? What triggers the purchase? Not all the purchases happen at the same time. When and why? So let's say if I have a restaurant. So what triggers when? Just before breakfast or before lunch, depending what I do. And why now? Because people feel hungry. But maybe I sell a product. Maybe I sell a cosmetic product for acne. When that happen? When is that they're looking for an acne product? Who, we already saw who, but maybe when and why now? So maybe they have a party soon or maybe proms are coming soon and they want to look beautiful, but they're teenagers. So we need to look all these specific whens and how. So what are the triggers? What do they do today instead? So we also need to understand who are our competitors. Are something that they do it themselves? Maybe they delayed or they do nothing. So what is that they do? Do they Google the first time? Do they check reviews? Do they test maybe at-home solutions first? So what is that they do? Okay. And then what proof do you have that the problem is real? Have you checked your sales? Have you done interviews? Have people texted you and sent you messages? Have you checked your reviews? Because really we need to know that what we have, what we are offering really is interesting for someone. So you could write 2 to 3 pieces of real evidence here, okay? So we are moving to section 2. Now, so you have the page. This was section B, and in your page, but you will receive the presentation. It's very important that you take your time to answer the questions, because that's the problem. Most of the templates we follow with a business plan, questions are very not challenging. And the way I put these questions is because I want to trigger your analytical and critical thinking. Even us as consultants, we know how to do a business plan, but you know your business better than the way we can do it. Nobody knows your business better than you. So if you don't answer these questions, there is no way, not even AI, will give you the right answer. So it's key that you really challenge yourself to these questions. Okay, section 2. I don't know why I moved to section 3, but okay. Let me check one thing. Okay. I may check, so even though I'm connecting this to the value proposition, I will see if there is, sorry, I'm gonna walk you to section 3 very quickly. I will add, I don't know why the slide is not showing, but the section 3, I'm gonna add it in the slide, is the promise that you offer. Thank God you have it in your page. I don't have it in this slide, but you have it, so you are not missing, apart from my beautiful drawing. Okay, so here the value proposition, what is that you are promising? So the promise is the solution you are bringing, and you have the result. I'm gonna move to my one pager so I can explain it to you here. Share. Okay, I want you to look at this section, okay? Value proposition. So the promise is the result plus the time frame, okay? What is the promise that I'm offering? The result, time frame, and the top benefits. So what I promise you is you will achieve this in 2 weeks, okay? I will change your acne in a month. The benefits is it won't dry your face. It will reduce the amount of blemishes, and your skin will start glowing in 3 weeks, okay? Then you need to check for the proof and credibility. We have used this test with 100 teenagers. 95% of our teenagers reported that our lotion improved their skin within the first 2 weeks, okay? So that's why it's so important. How you proving that people really like your product or service? What makes you different? So we all have in our businesses what I call the secret sauce. What is that? Something that we do that it makes us unique and different. Maybe we are an expert on the subject of the service we offer. Maybe the product we offer has the best material, or the colors we use are so unique, nobody uses those colors. Or maybe the way we combine our ingredients in our restaurant make that the price is very affordable, but is very gourmet. Okay, so what is that really make me different? And then we always forget, but it's very important, the boundaries. What is something that what is what we don't know? Because sometimes we make the mistake that people come back, okay, and do you sell this? And we start doubting, do I do that? No, yes, I can do it. No, your business is your business. Yeah, no, do you want these colors? No, this is the line of colors we have. We follow the fashion trends for every season. Okay, so if I have a sushi place, do you sell, I don't know, I'm gonna say a crazy thing, Mexican food? No, we are only in the area of sushi and fusion. Thank you for coming, but this is what we do, okay? So we really need to do that. So let me go back to the presentation. Okay. So we are talking about pricing, and when you say you receive the final presentation, I'll make sure that slide is showing. So plans fail when the offer is unclear. So people don't buy us when the offer is unclear. So what are your 2 to 3 core offers? I'm going to teach you something, a secret here. The brain is very powerful. So people with very, very good memory and brain can retain 5 ideas at the same time. But most normal people, and I'm sure I'm included in that group, you retain about 3 ideas at the time. That's why when we write and people write things, they always put only 3 bullet points underneath. The reason of that is because the memory has a capacity. So if I only remember 3 things, if a new idea comes in, let's say a new idea comes in, the first one gets deleted. So that's the amount of information I'm retaining all the time. So we need to make sure what are the 1 to 3 core benefits, core offers, core packages that we can offer. If I say to you, oh, I think those A, B, C, D, F, G, etc., people won't remember. And people will think that is not true also. That loses trust. So what is your price or range that is worth it? There are many ways to do pricing. I'm not going to do pricing today, but there are even other webinars if you go to the SBDC page on how to do that. But we already did in the previous section, we check our competitors and we're gonna, so we need to know, are we pricing because of either we are a premium product, so we can charge premium. Maybe we are just very competitive and we compete on price, so we need to know what it is. Maybe I have levels of pricing according to the services that I offer. So you really need to know that. What is your delivery time? Is it is it weekly, monthly, by session, by hour, per week, per month? Be aware if you are already selling the product, what is the number one price objection and response that you can give? Objections tell us a lot. For instance, 2 days ago, I had a client that it was very interesting. They offer a very valuable service, but whenever they talk to the client say, oh, can you do it for free? And he said, I don't understand. I offer such a good value and it's such a lot of work that goes behind. And then when we check, I realized that the way he presented the product was never saying, we offer this service at a lower ticket, less than a Uber. So even though he wasn't charging more, but he needs to charge because of the research he has to do, people were not informed. So you need to be very clear. What is your refund guarantee policy, if anything, and is it sustainable? If it becomes complicated, pick one main offer to build a plan around. If you have too many offers, if you're starting a plan, choose one and start building the plan with that one. Then you can add other lines of revenue. But if you are starting, choose one. Okay, so section 5, we need to really understand the competition and the positioning. So positioning is how the market sees us. So imagine, and I'm going to give a crazy example, but think of products that you usually buy. So let's think about hamburgers. Think the difference that when we think McDonald's with Wendy's, with I don't know, BurgerFi. So in our head, they're already taking a position. So even if you're not comparing who are your competitors, guess what? Your clients are already doing it. So let's think for instance about chicken sandwiches. McDonald's has a chicken sandwich, and I have a perception of what it is. You know, it's a good price. Maybe it's breaded chicken in a sandwich. They're pretty good. I should admit I like them. But maybe if I think, okay, what is a healthier version of a chicken sandwich, I will think about maybe Chick-fil-A. So even if we're not doing the analysis, clients are doing it already. So what are the 3 real alternatives competitors use today? So think of your competitors, either because they're direct competitors, indirect competitors, or it's something they can make on their own. Who do your customers choose? Of these alternatives, which one is the one they choose? What is what it really makes you different? This is a question that we don't make. Why are we better? Are we saying that to our clients? And once we know that pool, so if my burger or my chicken burger is super healthy, then what is the segment that I should focus on first, and why? Where do I find these healthy people that want healthy chicken sandwich? Okay? And what trend can help me or hurts right now? So if it's on a trend to do it at home, everything, I'm really competing with at-home recipes. But if it's the trend to try, to go and try foods every week, then let's people will be more ready to try it. I'm looking at the Q&A. Startups, I'm going to ask me the question about startups when we are done. I'll give you tips to fill it out, okay? If you have questions, please write it there. Alexis will help me at the end to answer them. So when we're doing the positioning, this will be even important for startups. For what is the customer, who needs, and I am better because we need to answer that, okay? Section 6 of the business plan is the marketing and sales. That's how the money comes in. So what marketing does is to bring attention, but sales turn it into revenue. Even if I bring a lot of attention out there, if I don't convert the sale, there is no revenue, okay? So there we need to answer ourselves the 2 to 3 channels that you will use first and why they connect with your customers. It's not about, oh, everybody's doing LinkedIn, I'm going to do LinkedIn. No, maybe my client is not in LinkedIn or is not in Instagram or is not in TikTok. So what are the channels that I'm using or that I plan to use if I'm a startup? What is the core message? Are you being clear? What is the problem? What do I offer? How do I prove that I'm better? And what is what I want them to do, the call to action? What is what I want them to do? To call me, to send me a message, to buy directly? What is that I want? What is your sales process, step by step, from how I get leads to how I close my leads? Okay? Then what conversion rate are you assuming? So if you at the end sales is a math number. So if you know that for every 10 people you reach, 1 will convert, you need to know those numbers. So you reach the amount of people you need to obtain the numbers you want. And if you haven't started or you are starting or you want to grow into a new segment, how will you test in the next 30 days? Because you need to measure this. So In this section, a way to make it easy is think of a sales funnel plan. You know, from awareness to conversion, you can Google sales funnel, and really you will see the steps from the marketing to the sale, and you can convert it that way. Section 7 to 9 is the operations and financials. So as I say, everything has to be connected. Your plan must be deliverable. That means that you can execute. If you offer a service, how you do it to deliver that perfect service. If you offer a product, how you produce that product so it gets to the hands of the client. And profitable. Does it make money? How much it makes? So we need to answer questions in operations like, what are these steps to deliver from payment to completion? What is the number one bottleneck? We need to be aware. Operations is not easy. Are we having issues to deliver the service or the product on time? Are we understaffed? Do we need tools? Are we having issues with the inventory? So this will help us also streamline our operation. And what happens if demand doubles? That would tell us the weakest point of our operations. If my demand doubles, what is that I don't have, that I need to start paying attention, okay? And in the financials, I should say that some of you said you got stuck in financials. I'm gonna do it very general here because it will take a whole hour or more to work on the financials of the business plan. What I have to say here is that the financials of a business plan is just the same story but told in numbers. If you write your story well, it will be very easy to connect it with the numbers. So write your story first and make sure those numbers connect with the story. So what are your revenue streams? So how many sources of revenue do I have? What is the average price per sale? What are your variable costs? You need to really understand and split very well what are the variable costs. Those are associated with the sale directly. And what are the fixed monthly costs, like rent, things that happens every month. So once you know the revenue, the variable cost, the fixed cost, how many sales per month do you need to do to break even? That's so important. If I spend X amount of money, how much do I need to sell to cover my costs? What are your biggest assumptions? Assumptions in financials is I'm assuming my brand has seasonality. I'm assuming in December I sell 30% of what I do the whole year. Those are assumptions. And you need to show with data where you're taking them. So once you answer all of that, you should be able to say in just one sentence, to hit this amount of money in a month, I need to sell this amount of units or services or packages, okay? Finally, once you do the business plan and when you, for instance, apply for a loan, they're going to ask you, what are your milestones from now on? What are the plans you're going to do? So it's very useful to ask yourself, what are the top 3 risks that I'm having that I need to solve? Is it sales, cash flow, operations? What are some early warning signs I need to pay attention? What is your plan B if some of these things happen? What are your top priorities for the next 30 days? And what you will track weekly for 2 what are you planning to track monthly or weekly or in the process? Let me answer questions now. So if you have questions based on what I explained, because my idea is that you start working with the questions first. So build your story first. I'm going to give you a gift after this. But I want to make sure that you are very clear that you need to answer the questions, take the time, and have the story together. What is happening with AI is that it's very common that we go and we ask AI. The problem is that you know more about your business than AI. But if you don't tell AI what we know, the answer that is going to come is very vague. For the one that asked me about the startup, try to accommodate the questions. Like when you are really starting, you will need to imagine, okay, what are the channels? But you need to do the research that I will use. How much will I invest? You may need to really test at least that the idea that you have is having traction with family or friends. The first thing is you have a concept, you put clear your concept, and you do initial testing. You see that there is a market, that people really want that. Then you try it in a bigger testing format, and then you start launching it more and more. So that's the more important thing. In a business plan for a startup, what they want to see is that you did all the study that is backing up that your product is going to be successful. Any questions so far? No questions? No? Okay. So what I have done for you is I have created, this is a lean prompt, a lean plan. So it's not a 8-page plan. So this short exercise is going to give you clarity and fast action. When should you use it? If you have a new idea, if your offer is evolving, if you have limited time, or the plan is for you and your team. So this is not a plan really to present to us for long, but it will be a base plan that will really help you build a bigger one. You will get, using this AI tool, 1 to 2 pages plan, facts versus assumptions, and a 30-day plan. The thing is, I don't build AI prompts that will spit the answer right away. This will take you, with only this prompt, about 60 to 90 minutes. Some people have reported that have lasted 4 hours. Because the way it's been educated, this prompt, is it will question every single question. Everything that you put, it will tell you, is it vague? It will ask you more data. It will ask you to get it better. So if your objective is to get one shot answer super quickly, this is not the prompt for you, okay? This is a prompt to trigger analytical and critical thinking about the business. Because the way I did it that way is because most of the plans that I'm getting lately have been created by AI, but they don't really communicate the idea the client has in the head. So it would challenge you. I have people tested some of my prompts, and they say that sometimes they even get angry at the AI because it questions so much. But then they realized that because it was really good, because they hadn't thought all that much about their business, that it had really clarified what they need to do. So Alexis is going to give you the link. Also, you can use this QR code. I'm not sharing. Sorry, I should be sharing this page. Okay. So this is where you can find the QR code, or you can download that plan. So I'll go back. I'm gonna share what you are gonna see. Okay. So when you use the QR code, it will take you to this page. It will tell you that it's a lean business plan prompt. Here it says 2 options. I'm sharing one. If you want, you need to do an investor's plan, register with us. I'll be happy to help you. But I'm not sharing it here because it's a very complex way to do it as a prompt. So for now, I'm sharing the lean plan. So it will, as I say, it will take you, here it says 30, I will say more 60 to 90 minutes. This is for a business that have it even could go up to 10 employees. So yeah, it's a roadmap, but you need to take the time. If you are not paying your AI, it will take you more because it will say, oh, you cannot do more today, okay? So I'm just giving you that caveat. Also, it will act different if you use it in ChatGPT or Gemini. So if you are using Gemini, usually it gives you some answers sooner. ChatGPT is very persistent to bring the best of you. But I have tested both results, and the ChatGPT have ranked pretty well. Also, it will test you in your assumptions, everything. It will question everything. So once you have read the instructions, go to here, and it will take you to the prompt. I want to show you how long is the prompt. It's very long. It will make your AI really think in a completely different way. So the reason I'm sharing this is if this is ready for you to get challenged. This is not for you to let AI think for you. And believe me, if you do it right, if you put the time, you will be happy. The report that I get when people are using this type of prompts is that they learn so much, it questioned them so much that the business elevated to the next level. So I hope you take the challenge, you take the prompt, and you send me via Alexis your feedback. It will take you time, hours, to get the final response. So I want you to know that. So one question is, I would like to know what is the best way to offer sourcing as a solution, given that we do sourcing, our products are many, or should we focus on fewer services to begin with? So sourcing, I don't know if you mean that like you are a broker of many products. I'm not sure what you mean, Manuel. So first of all, if you are not registered with the SBDC, it will be good that they will help you. In your case, I think it will be super useful that you really know who's your key client. Your key client will determine exactly what type of product you should source first, how to get to them, how many. It will depend on the target you are looking for. Terry, I like that you like the prompt. Please test it. It will challenge you to the core. I know, but I hope you like it. So the other prompt, if you want the longer to a full pitch, I'm sorry, but the only way is that I need to be supervising, helping you. So you need to connect with the SBDC. You can register, and I'll be super happy to give you. Remember, our consulting is free. You don't pay for our services. You just need. The only thing is you shouldn't miss the appointments. I'll be happy to walk you through. But this anonymous attendee, I recommend you start with the basic, the one that I send you. I will appreciate if you tell me what is your business. Perfect, Terry. I'll check your name and I'll see if you can get assigned to me. Manuel, if your client is a Chevron, okay. Yes, so I love the Manuel question is asking, thank you, my client is Chevron. In this case, I need to cater my business plan to them. What do you recommend me for success? Of course, this is more than one chat that we're having here, Manuel, but super recommended that you really get to know your client, what do they need, and understand that business plans have many functions. Sometimes a business plan is only to clarify one line of business. So if this is your core client, is very big, and you want to improve the way you do it, just doing the lean prompt will help you question yourself. What can you offer? How can you do it better? How can you attend this client better? Okay? Being a consultant of service company, we help with common issues that the business scale, workflows, data, accountability. Okay. Perfect. So unfortunately, we don't help. I mean, we can guide you on how to sell your business but we not all, when you register, depending on the type of consulting you do, we can take you or not. But just if you want, register, and we will see how we can help you, or if we refer you to one of our partners. Terry, yes, Terry, so we look to work with you. So yes, that anonymous attendee, I wish you the best. Try the prompt. And of course, your price for your products and services will depend. Remember, if you are offering services to other clients, your segments are the key to select the company, the project size, all of that. For Belkis, so Belkis, if you are registered with the SBDC, you can ask your current consultant to refer you to me, or please register. Eduardo, so startups, how to prove a startup's credibility? That's a very good question. I fully recommend that that you start working with test, even making a little test. I found that when people are looking, for instance, for a loan and they need to build a business plan to start, they can, even by having a test and proving that you had a little, I mean, that you put it in the market and you know the response, how many people like it, how many people use it, what was the response, if it's a product, if it's a service, you know, what are those companies you have helped, what has been the result, how you have improved whatever those businesses or people benefit from your service. Okay. Any other question? Please let me know. We are here to help you. In March 19th, we will have an AI course. It's the intermediate course. You can see our beginner courses of AI in our website. Let me see if I can show you now. I'm going to show you SBDC at FIU. So this is our website. Let me share it. Okay. When you go to our website, if you need to register for free consulting, you click here at the top. But if you want to see videos or courses from previous, you can always go here. You know, here are depending what is coming. And if you go into these webinar recaps and you click here, it will take you to all the courses we have given. And you can select, for instance, the ones related to AI, for instance, here. So the basic courses on AI are in this section. So if I put videos, you will see there were 2 beginners courses on AI. And the ones that we're having are the intermediate ones. And so no, I want to thank you. Please follow the survey if there is anything we can do for you. I don't know, Alexis, if you want to say anything else.
Yes, thank you all so much for joining. To the attendee that is asking about ways to sign up for one-on-one, if you are located in Tampa, you will have to register through your location. If they have not been responsive, you can try sending an email and then seeing if they are more responsive that way. But unfortunately, if your business is registered in Tampa, then you would need to register with the Tampa office, and I can give you the information on that. It typically takes us about a week to get the video uploaded, but you will have the presentation and all of the handout information. So the business plan and the prompts will be emailed to you by the end of this week. So you'll have that in the next couple of days. So the YouTube link will be available to you by next week, and the actual presentations will be available to you by this Friday. If you are not subscribed to our YouTube, please take the opportunity to. If you want to know once it's uploaded, you can set your notifications to our YouTube channel, or you can register with our eBlast. and we notify you of all of the upcoming resources and information there as well. Let me see if there's any other questions. Thank you guys. Thank you all so much.
So, Filippo, I will be the US representative. Yeah, we have companies that are representative and we help. I would recommend that you sign up for consulting. Joe, I'm glad that you like the class, and Miriam, yes, please connect with us. So my name is Adriana Madrinan.
And we will send you Adriana's information as well in the email.
Yeah, you can also find our resumes. Let me share again our page. You can find all the consultants. I'll show you the page so you can read about us, so you can see what we offer. Whenever you go to our page, if you go to our website, there is what it says consultants here. If you click consultants, you will be able to see all of us, and you will be able to click and know what each of the consultant does, their resume, so you can choose, because each of us have a different expertise. So this is me, Adriana Madrinan, and I do business models, strategic planning, and innovation.
And before you all leave, we do want some feedback from you. I'm going to launch a quick survey here, so please take the survey on the screen before you exit the panel or the webinar. We need to know how we did. We want the feedback from you so we can make sure that we are putting out content, webinars, and resources that are beneficial to you and your business. And we know that your time is extremely precious, and we want to make sure that you are getting what you need out of the content. So it's just 5 questions. If you could take the poll before you exit, that would be amazing. And I thank you all for doing so. Also, if you still have any questions, we do have about 4 minutes left. You can feel free to still write them in the chat at this time.
Okay, we have more questions. Let me open them. Okay. I know, Nelson, happy to help you. Anonymous that I don't know, just check. Depending what you do, we will tell you or we will connect you with somebody else. But we are very happy to work with you today. And Alexis will send the presentation. I will add the missing slide to make sure you receive it, okay? Okay, thank you. Okay, Terry. No, thank you. Alexis, I think we can close. So thank you very much. I'll leave you. Thank you for everything.
Thank you all. Have an amazing day.
Thank you. Bye.